Hello and welcome to Gardening 365 38. I've finally got the covers off my raised bed. Snow's gone now and hopefully it's not as cold as it could be. So what I'm going to do today, as you notice, it is really quite deep. I'm going to start filling that up with rubble. So nothing goes to waste in this garden. So even the rubble that we've collected over some period of time, it will be used for drainage in the very bottom. And then you'll see how I'm going to build that up so that it's completely full of good drainage and soil. Stage 1 of fill up done, so that's the rubble. Okay, next we're going to throw in any straw, any wood chip, just absolutely anything in, so it's about another block high, and then we'll start putting the soil on, last couple of block height. And that's it for today. Okay, you guys that watch the last part of this video will know now I'm up about a block and a half. Okay, and then there is duck and goose bedding, and what that'll do is really attract the worms. Okay, so the worms get really active in the raised bed. So now there's about 18 inches there of soil that I've got to put in, but when it all sinks down it'll be about 2 foot of soil. Okay, and that'll grow the deepest carrots, parsnips, or whatever else I want to put in there. So that's how I'll start my raised beds off. So tomorrow I'm going to be making soil, and what I mean by that is breaking it down so it's nice and light, and mixing compost and whatever else in it. But I need somewhere dry and warmish to do that, because I believe the weather's going to get chilly this weekend. And this could be my perfect workshop, but I do need a little bit of room, and that may be the space that I need. So I'm going to get a little bit of heating going and warm it up overnight. And it needs to be warm because that's been sort of dropping below 0 in here. So what I need to do now is to get that a little bit warmer. So at the moment 7.6, it's been as high as 21. I don't know when it's been as high as 21, and the lowest it's been minus 0.2. So we need to get that a little bit warmer in here. So I've reset it and we'll see what it is tomorrow. And we've got heat. Woohoo, lovely. And now I'm just going to turn it down to frost protection. I don't need it any warmer than that in here at the moment with the plants that I've got growing. In fact, I've got very few growing. So turn it down to frost protection overnight. Morning. And today, well, this weekend is all about greenhouse clean. So I'm going to get the greenhouse in order so we can start getting some plants in here bit by bit. Not going to rush anything because it's heated. I can plant a few little things in here as well. And I'm hoping to prepare some soil. So I'm going to get busy, I'm going to crack on. And my first job is to make a bit of a walkway so I can walk through from one greenhouse into the other. So I'm going to move that. And the current temperature is 9.4, so it's a workable temperature. Still a little chilly I suppose, but warm enough to get out and work in the greenhouse. Outside, I think it's about 1 or 2 degrees, so I'd prefer to be inside. My first planting job, I'm going to plant those 2 potatoes, and they're early potatoes that I kept from last year for seeds. Not really big, so that's why I'm putting 2 in. If you notice, they've got chits on. And I'm going to put them in this bin. Now if you notice, it's got drainage holes, which you will need drainage holes in your pots. So what I'm going to do is prepare some soil. I've got some soil here from last year. It was used for potatoes, so I'm going to turbocharge it now by putting some more garden compost in it. And then I'll use that for planting my potatoes. And there's a bin of last year's compost, and that's going to go in there, and then it's going to be mixed together. Mixed it all up now, and the really pleasing thing is, look what's in it. And they're perfect. Okay, so leave the worms in, and I'm going to fill the tub up now. I found a few little stones, so I'll put them in the corner. Acts as drainage, I suppose. And I'm going to put, see where the rib is in there? I'm going to fill it up to about there with soil at the moment. The, obviously, soil that I've sorted. So up to about that level, and now I'll put the 2 potatoes in with the chits facing upwards. And now I'm just going to put enough soil just to cover them. I'm not going to fill the bin in up, just enough to cover them. That's it, covered up, and leave them 12 weeks. Obviously I'll water them. So 12 weeks, so we've got first week of February, so first week of May, they should be ready. Hey, new potatoes for tea. Now when I'm making soil, I quite often use a sieve, and this is to take the bigger bits out. So the sieve I use is sort of about a 1/2 inch mesh, or for you more modern people, about 12.5 millimetre, or a centimetre, or something, or whatever it is. Okay, so then I take the rough compost, take out the big bits, and then the big bits, the good bits, go into my soil. And first injury of the year. Now again, I don't want the soil too rich, so I've got some more soil, and I'm going to add that into my sort of mix, just to calm it down a little bit. If you make your soil too rich, it's like overfeeding somebody, it just will have a negative effect. So that's ex-potato material, so there's soil and some gardening compost, and the potatoes didn't really mature, so I'm guessing the soil has still got some life in it, but with some new compost I think it'll be great for growing. Now for my second bin, I'm going to fill it virtually to the top. For the potatoes, it was where the first rib was. This time I'm going to go up to the second rib, because what I'm planting in here is entirely different. And any compost that's too big to go through the sieve, put it back into this year's, the new year's compost, because what that has got on it, it's got all the compost bacteria that starts the composting off. Put that into your compost heap and it'll turbocharge that. Okay, so never throw anything away, that's really useful. And I've got out my trusty seed tray. Now I'm going to break myths for you now. Each year I must throw away my seeds and buy new. Myth. What a load of rubbish. Yes, you might get a slightly lower germination rate, but if you throw these away, they're not going to germinate at all, so you might as well get the best of what you've still got. And a lot of these seeds, if you look at them, so by 2023, they're still fine to use. So only buy new seeds if you need new seeds, as in you haven't got any of the old ones left. Otherwise, look after what you've got and get sowing. Now, more luck than judgment, I'm sowing carrots very shortly, and I found Amsterdam 4 sprint, 3 sprint. Okay, and it says sow indoors January to March in frames or under clutches. So they'll be ideal for what I'm going to do. Now then, next myth. I was always told by my dad, Guru Dennis, that you can't sow carrots in trays. Slightly deeper trays, yes you can, and they grow really well in these. And I'm sure Claire will be watching this thinking, why is he growing more carrots? Because we grew loads last year. Carrots are one of our staple diets. Okay, we have carrots 2 or 3 times a week. So I'm going to go from early carrots in there and see how they go. Now sow them as thinly as you possibly can and spread them out as much as you can. Small seeds, I always propose a little bit more challenge than the bigger seeds, but have fun doing it. Don't be scared by them. And we'll see how well these grow over the next few weeks. Put them in now, and maybe 1/2 inch of soil on the top, so maybe just to the very top of that rib, no more. I've put in 9 broad beans. Now they should germinate fine at this time of the year, but also I put in 9 French beans. Now it says don't plant until April. I'm growing them inside, and I will keep them inside. I will grow them in the greenhouse right from start to finish. And last year we had some really early French beans, which was lovely. So I am cheating nature a little bit with the French beans, but we'll see how they go. But they should be fine. And my last seeds that I'm going to be putting out into trays at the moment is some onions. And I grow Webb's Wonderful, and they are wonderful. So I'm just going to put a few in there. Now then, I didn't want to put a big tray, so I've used an half tray. And this is a tray that we've had mushrooms in previously. Just potched a few holes in the bottom, and they're fine for growing lettuce. And somebody's thinking of me. Thanks, Claire. Cup of tea. Nothing better than in the greenhouse than a cup of tea. So a quick review of what I've done today. Broken some soil up for the raised bed. There would have been a lot more, but obviously I've used it for potting up and that sort of thing. Moved lots of plants from the other part of the greenhouse. Interestingly, got some little lettuce. Now, will they be early lettuce or will they be late lettuce? I just don't know, because I've never been in this position before. My first 2 potatoes, my carrots, and I've moved other stuff in here. Now, interesting, I had lots of amaryllis. They look a bit dead, but if you look a little bit more closely, lots of them have got green on, and I'm pretty sure they're all going to start sprouting very shortly. Seed front, I've planted exhibition onions, planted French beans, and I've put some broad beans in. Underneath I've got some red cabbage, some Savoy cabbage, I've got some kale, and I actually thought I had some more calabrese, but I haven't, so I'll have to get some of those. That's what that space is for. And I've got some lettuce that I showed you. And also I put 2 small rows of radish in as well. Soil here now, that's ready for digging out. I'll replace it with fresh soil, and the soil from there will be used in the raised bed. We name this raised bed Raised Bed 6, and good health to all those that eat food out of it. Now you've got to be honest, that's looking good. Probably another 12 inches of soil to go in there though yet. Okay, so still plenty of work to do. The biggest problem is the soil everywhere is just so wet. Hence why I'm doing it in the greenhouse. One, to stay warm, and B, I'm trying to dry the soil out a little bit. After the frustration of the last couple of weeks of the snow being on the ground and not really being able to do a lot, out in the greenhouse today, and I feel superb. I'm a gardener again. Okay, so going in to enjoy my Saturday night now. Just listen to the first half of the football. Team's winning 1-0. Gonna go in and have a great Saturday night. Okay, see you all tomorrow. Bye. Morning. Yesterday I was so busy with the soil, I forgot to feed the houseplants. So first thing today, I'm going to feed the houseplants, and I use, as I've shown you many times before, a tomato feed. I think it's 20ml to a gallon. So that's my first job today. I've been outside for a while, and it's windy, and we had snow overnight. I've just looked on my phone, and it's 0, 3's in point. So I'm going to get back inside and regroup. Essential items: radio, check. Cup of tea, check. Warmer clothes, check. 7.4 and Planet Rock, absolute luxury. And I've got another full wheelbarrow of soil that I've made today, so I'm going to get that in the raised bed very shortly, and that's sort of pretty much it from me for the day. Then I'm going to go back inside. And the weather is, it's snowing again. Well, that's it. It's the end of Gardening 365. Very sad. The last one this week. Don't worry, we're back next week for Gardening 365 39. Thanks very much for watching. Hope to see you all next time. And keep inviting your friends to Facebook. We're 900 plus now, which is great. And please head along to our YouTube channel. You can find that by just typing in Gardening 365. Look for a big red flower, it's our logo. And start watching the videos. And please click subscribe. Thank you for the people who have been inviting their friends to the Facebook as well. Mick Powell one, and there is somebody else as well. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but thank you very much for inviting your friends. It's the way we will grow and we will improve what we're doing. So again, thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.